What is up, everybody? Welcome back to another video on the Next Gen Geek YouTube channel. I'm, of course, your host, Darius. And in this one, there's some stuff I wanted to at least talk about or start to discuss. And of course, we'll head to the comment section afterwards. But one of the big things is that what is next in store for Nintendo? And what I mean by this is look at the success of the Super Mario Bros. Movies at the moment. It has already crossed about 500 million at the box office. It is a worldwide success. It is a huge opening. When it was opening at, I believe it was 200, 300 million. About opening worldwide on its first weekend, and it's just been going up and up and up. And again, the rest of April is still its month until we get into May, where Guardians is definitely going to start picking some stuff up. But in general, just look at the success of this movie. It's doing super well. The last Nintendo movie we had in live action, or really I think a big movie from Nintendo, was the early 90s and Mario movie where they're and all it was abysmal. And a lot of people think that version was awful. So considering that the success of the Mario Bros. Movie and they've partnered with Illumination, it comes into question of what's next for them. And what I mean by this is what are the other properties they could possibly include in their Nintendo cinematic universe? Because let's face it, if it's already reached 500 million of their first Mario movie, they're making a sequel. That is a guarantee. And if you haven't seen the movie, they're definitely heavily implying they're going to be making a sequel with one of the post-credit scenes, in which I will be talking about right now. And one of the post-credit scenes, and really the post-credit scene, is really we go back to the real world of Queens and Brooklyn, where Mario and Luigi kind of do their thing. And we see deep in the depths of the sewer, we see something stayed behind. And that is the egg. The green spotted egg. Yes, that is Yoshi. And Yoshi will be making an appearance at some point. And I think that is freaking awesome. You know, they're basically saying, yeah, we have an idea or a possible plan for a sequel in case this does well. And look at it. It is doing phenomenal. It is doing amazing. And so this comes into question. All right, if they're going to do a sequel, right? Let's just talk about Mario right now. What are some possibilities they could do in the Mario sequel? Well, a big one that I've been seeing that's going around town is including Wario and Waluigi. And I think it's really interesting, and this is me just kind of thinking right now of like, what if sort of following the Mario movie, you know, the Super Mario Bros. Are getting popular and everything, and Wario and Waluigi, they see this and they're trying to utilize this and they try to act like Mario and Luigi and put a bad stain on their name and reputation, and Mario and them have to fight it, and then all of a sudden Wario and Waluigi go into the Mushroom Kingdom and mess things around. I think that would be pretty cool. Obviously, this is just a loose idea. I'm not saying they'll actually do this, but Wario and Waluigi are definitely contenders for a Mario sequel, and I would actually greatly appreciate that. And I know recently Jack Black even said himself he would love to see Pedro Pascal voice Wario. Now that is interesting to say the least, because Pedro Pascal, he's getting a lot of work. He's getting, you know, he was in the Last of Us show, which did really well. He's the Mandalorian, and he's in quite a few other movies. Like, he's definitely becoming a pronounced figure in Hollywood now more and more often, and you kind of see him in a lot of properties now. So him appearing in a Mario movie, honestly, I could see. And I think a lot of people could see that. Question is, what character? That could be Wario, Waluigi. So Jack Black mentioning Pedro Pascal, I don't know if that teases or hints that he actually will be Wario, but it is something to think about. And so with that said, like I said, the Mario sequel can go in so many different directions. We can see the Koopalings and Bowser Jr. That would be cool, and maybe Bowser Jr. is trying to get his dad back. Like, that would be interesting to see. But now, moving away from Mario in the Super Mario movie, what else can Nintendo do? What is Nintendo planning? Do they want to make something like the MCU? And I think this goes into question, and I think what I loved about the Mario movie is they established the green pipes as almost this otherworldly transporting device. Really, you see Mario and Luigi enter it in their real world and go into the Mushroom Kingdom. So I just want to discuss what other stuff. I think the big obvious one are Legend of Zelda. We get to see Zelda and Link and Ganondorf in an animated movie or series. Obviously, give it a movie or series, either or. I think either or works for Zelda. Another big contender is Metroid. I think Metroid would be great to see in an animated format. And the reason why I've been mentioning animated format is I think Nintendo should be consistent with the medium that they stuck to from Mario. Now, that doesn't mean they only use Illumination. I'm just saying they keep things as a CG animated property and film and adaptation instead. Because I think that just suits best for a lot of their properties. Obviously, if they want to do Zelda live action, obviously Nintendo can do whatever the hell they want. But this is just my personal take. Legend of Zelda obviously would be great to see. Metroid would also be great to see. And now you're starting to go into other properties of like, oh, they're doing a Zelda movie. Oh, they're doing a Metroid movie. Pikmin movie. Mr. Game & Watch. I don't know about Mr. Game & Watch. But a Star Fox movie. There's Nintendo has so many IPs that they can start doing movies and series that it wouldn't be far-fetched or, insane to think about that they're just going to do all of their stuff. And I think as a fan of Nintendo, as people who grew up with Nintendo, I think Mario is one of the most popular video game characters of all time. So it just makes sense for them to start branching out and bringing other IPs. I think obviously Mario 2 will be the forefront. I think Donkey Kong movie is definitely in the works. If you've seen the movie, you see you have Donkey Kong, almost a good chunk of his family, as well as Diddy Kong. Yes, Diddy Kong made an appearance. That was something I was not expecting, and I love it. I thoroughly love that because now they're like, oh, we could do a Donkey Kong movie, do a Kirby movie, and you do all these different Nintendo properties, and then you hit people with the big one. Super Smash Bros. Movie. And it's funny I mentioned this because the director of Mario said he would be down to do that. So what if they are trying to do their own Nintendo Cinematic Universe and somehow all of these characters come into one? And again, you start doing like just Nintendo because I think getting surprise characters, there's always going to be rights and stuff like that they'd have to do. So that's questionable at the moment. But you can still do a Smash Bros. Movie of all the Nintendo characters at the very least. Bring in Super Mario. Maybe Super Mario 2 has Galaxy and we see Paulina, we see Rosalina, we see Daisy. They're definitely teasing that Peach came from the human world as a possibility. So there's a lot of different areas and directions they can go in that I'm very curious. And I'm curious if Nintendo has a long-term plan or they're more like, we'll do Super Mario 2. All right, we'll do a Donkey Kong one. But if I was Nintendo, I'd be like, all right, this is successful. What can we do? What are not the obvious next steps of a Super Mario sequel, but also should we go the route of an MCU? And I'm not saying, because I think what Nintendo has that Marvel and DC, I think what Nintendo can do that really makes them special is each of their movies purely do not have to connect in the grand scheme of things. You only do that in the post-credit scene by teasing maybe a possible way of how all of them can connect, where you treat each and every one of them independently in their own stories because they're all different. Earthbound movie, oh my god, Lucas and Ness, oh that would be great. But you can do that with each of the movies, and they all get sequels if they do really well. I think Nintendo partnering with Illumination was definitely a great first step. They can definitely partner with other animation studios, I think, if they wanted to. But Illumination, I think, will probably be the one they go to quite a bit. And obviously, who should voice some of these characters or whatever? As a whole, I don't even know. I've been seeing Tom Holland toss around and Emma Watson for Link and Zelda, respectively. But Tom Holland did too many things. Oh, love to the brother, but after Uncharted, oh boy, no, but in general, I think Nintendo's in a good spot. I think that what they have at the moment is something really good. I think it is a great foundation, and now it's just a matter of how do they want to build upon this, and do they want to do a Nintendo cinematic universe? And again, not everything has to be interconnected like the MCU or DC universe. It's just it's just in the Nintendo universe. Almost treat it as if like they're all on different planets, and it's just like they're doing their own thing. Obviously, that's not. I don't think that's how Nintendo's gonna do it. But it's just like treat Zelda as Zelda. They have. You don't even need to bring Mario into a Zelda movie or anything like that. There's no need for that compared to like the MCU or DC universe where they're going to do that. Like, no, Nintendo can just do their own thing independently. So it's just a matter of time. It's just a matter of when and what they want to adopt. I think the most obvious ones that we can see going forward would be a Donkey Kong movie, would be a Zelda movie, and a possible Metroid one. I think those are the biggest three contenders at the moment. Obviously, I would love to see Kirby. Kirby's another big one I personally would love to see. But yeah, and that's what this video is basically just discussing the possibilities of what Nintendo can do. So guys, what do you guys think of the Super Mario Brothers movie, obviously, but also what do you want to see from Nintendo going forward after the success of this movie? Because let's face it, it's a massive success. It's doing well at the box office. The reception's crazy. Family-friendly movie, absurdity, and just pure entertainment fun. What do you guys think? And what other properties would you like to see other than the ones I mentioned? Let me know in the comments down below, and I'll see you guys in the next video.